Hey everybody, I'm back. To tell you about day 11. Woke up in Mallaig this morning and got a early morning ferry to the Isle of Skye. Did a nice, probably about 15-mile ride there. Yeah, it's a little bit busier than Arran and Mull because there's a bridge on the Skye. So there's a little bit more traffic, but a nice place. Obviously, we only get to spend a brief amount of time everywhere we go, but it was cool to get on there briefly, and the weather was nice. We got the ferry on, like I just said. We took the bridge off it, and I got some stunning photos there. Got a great view, nice clear blue sky, nice still water, loch, sea, whatever it is, excuse my geography, underneath it, and got some stunning photos there, so very pleased with that. As we're coming off it, there was some fighter jets whizzing around again, doing whatever they're doing. Bit tired this morning. I'll try not to talk about the cycling itself too much because it's probably not that much interest to everyone to hear if I was tired or not, but it's a good record for myself. I was weary in the morning again, like I was yesterday. Picked up in the afternoon. There was a hard 14% hill just before lunch. That was quite tough going. Everyone was dreading that a little bit, but got up it. Not too bad. Had a nice lunch. Thought we were going to lose someone at lunch actually. Jackie turned up. One of the people who's traditionally sort of turns up a bit later, sort of one of the slower cyclists in the group. And I saw her outside. I could see outside into the car park while I was eating, and she turned up and she was in tears. And I thought, oh God, here we go. She cracked. What's gone on? And I thought, hang on, she seemed to be doing okay this morning. And but as it turns out, what happened was some motorcyclist had a crash on that mental hill that we'd been up, and them cycling behind, they'd gone past it, and it was pretty nasty by all accounts. It's sort of, blood coming out of his helmet and stuff, and air ambulances were called, and it sounds like a pretty gruesome thing to cycle past and witness. So she was shook up from that. So not pleasant at all. And they closed the hill off afterwards. So we're lucky that we all got through. A, no one was involved or sort of at the time, and B, that we didn't get held up by it all. But it also puts it all into perspective. It only takes a minute for something to just turn nasty and change everything. And that understandably shook her up a bit, but all good. And it wasn't just her. I had some other people come in and heard someone get out of a car saying, "Oh, I feel sick." So it's pretty nasty by the sounds of it. But we thankfully none of us caught up in it anyway. On to more cheery stuff. Stunning scenery again. More sort of lochs and rolling hills and crazy mountains and everything in the morning. Lots of photos. I can probably do it more justice than I can rambling into a smartphone. Stunning scenery again in the afternoon. It's sort of got a bit more barren, and the mountains are just getting bigger, but still stunning, just in a different way. I expect it to get more and more desolate and alien, but I'm kind of looking forward to that. We've had sort of single track roads on a lot of the time for the past day or two, with just sort of the odd passing places. But the traffic's been really good, especially the foreign traffic. Seems to be lots of Dutch and German people. I guess they can get ferries over here, and but it's all been very good. No arseholes at all. Londoners take note. So that's all been good. Navigation's been really easy as well. There's been less confusing roads, staying on roads for longer. I think we're on the same road for about 40 or 60 miles tomorrow, so we're only on about 3 different roads in the entire day. So it's getting more remote and and easier. Like I said, I was stronger again in the afternoon. Went a bit better. Quite a lot of hills today, but not as many as people had led us to believe. I think we did about 1,300 metres of climbing in the end. Those statistics won't mean a lot to most of you, but I like to chuck them in there. Other random things, lots, just random things to negotiate, like sheep in and by the side of the road. It's just funny. You sort of whiz round a bend, and then there's sheep just sitting by the side of the road, sort of legs akimbo in porn star poses and stuff, just staring at you. It's just amusing. I think I might be developing a tarmac fetish as well. Just the road surface makes such a difference. We've had some real bumpy bone shaker stuff, and then you get onto a smooth piece of freshly laid tarmac and everyone's like, oh god, this is so much better. I'd rather cycle uphill on fresh tarmac than go downhill or sort of just roll along on nasty tarmac. It makes such a difference. You go so much faster, it's so much easier, so much more comfortable, especially after 10 days of doing what I've been doing. But enough of my developing road surface fetishes. What other stuff is there? I'm in Kinlochewe tonight, if that's how you pronounce it, which I'll be very surprised if you've heard of. It's a bit of a one-horse town. Probably a bit of in-betweeny place really, but it's cool. It's alright. Yeah, tiny little place really. Not a lot else to be said about it. Had a nice meal there tonight. Really good crack actually. Went to a place and everyone sort of sat around the same table. It just, maybe it's because I had a couple of beers tonight, I don't know, but it just seemed more like a bunch of friends having a laugh tonight than sort of a load of people who were strangers a few days ago sort of thrown together without much in common and just sort of talking about cycling the whole time. There's a bit more camaraderie and crack about it, which is what these things are all about. So it's really good, and cycling is really good for that. Sort of, it sounds corny, but sort of bonding over the pain and sharing the miles and stuff, and then yeah, it's really good. So enjoyed it tonight. A few more days of that to come, hopefully. And nice food as well. Had a cracking chocolate, what do you call it, cheesecake tonight. Piling on the weight. You wouldn't think you can gain weight cycling 1,000 miles in 2 weeks, but I will. You just eat at every opportunity. You're scared of under fueling, and you go the other way. I think 168 miles to go. I think I calculated sort of. There's where are we? It's Tuesday, isn't it? Got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to go. Friday's probably a half day, as I probably mentioned before. So yeah, 168 miles to go. Tomorrow and Thursday will be hard though. But at least I'm not got to get up too early and catch a ferry or anything. There's none of that business tomorrow. The wheels keep on turning, as Mr. Grohl at the Foo Fighters would say. I've had that song spinning around in my head a little bit at times. I don't know why, just random things pop into your head like that. But, yeah, random shit to mention anyway. Quirky place tonight. No shower, just a bath. So, which was fine. I've been enjoying my baths actually, sort of soothe the muscles and whatnot. But yeah, it's just funny, just sort of rinsing yourself down by pouring a jug over your head afterwards. That sort of takes me back a few years. A few people here might sort of moan about that and the lack of facilities, but it's quirky stuff like that that makes the trip for me, and that you remember. So it's funny. I enjoy all that sort of funny stuff. Maybe I'm just weird. What else is there? Body woes. Not too bad. Just still tired, obviously. My palms and arm is better today, where it is sort of feeling pretty sore yesterday, and sort of was getting shooting pains up my arm. I presume from nerves in my hand getting battered the whole time from being on the handlebars. That was a bit better today. My heel was hurting a bit more, but just little grumbles, nothing too serious unless it develops into something more. Just aches and pains that you'd expect after 10 or 11 days of this sort of malarkey, I guess. What else? Chris in the group, he was getting on me tits this morning. He was always the one that was going to start grating at some point on the trip. He's just a bit. Someone today actually said that they think he might be a bit Asperger's. He's just sort of. He's a maths teacher and he's a know-all, and he's just sort of. You can't say anything without him either correcting you or have done it better, or explaining something. It's and he's fine. It's just one of those things that grates after a little while. So I just made sure I sat down the other end of the dining table tonight. There's been a few other people rolling their eyebrows at times. God knows how the other 4 people at the front have ridden with him sort of pretty much from the start, day in, day out. I'd be swinging for him now, but he's harmless. It's just sort of, being in close proximity for so long. But yeah, it's starting to grate a bit this morning. But all good, all good. Starting to reflect a bit on the trip as a whole, as I'm drawing towards the end, and just, it's so hard. Lots and lots of training. Was training pretty much from New Year. Did over 2,000 miles of training. The ride itself is really hard. I'd put it as 25 to 50% harder than the Land's End John O'Groats trip that I did. The route is so much harder. There's more mileage each day. So many more hills. But it's, these things are just so good. It's just a great way of seeing the country, or wherever you are. You see so many places, have so many experiences. And you as you cycle through, you're immersed in it. You get to soak it all in, and just a great experience to treasure and always remember, really. So really good. Exactly what all the hard work is about, and what you pay your money for. Sort of have experiences like that when you're not working. It's awesome. Also, these days up in Scotland are always going to be spectacular, but same as last time when I got up to Scotland, just really sort of think of my mum a little bit. She's not around anymore, but she'd have been really pleased to see me seeing Scotland at its finest, really. She was a Scot, and I think she'd have been pleased to see me sort of seeing her country the way I am and in all its glory and whatnot. So that's nice, just thinking of stuff like that. That's probably about it for tonight. I've been rambling long enough. The midges were out a bit tonight. People were a bit scared of leaving the restaurant tonight. I didn't hang about, but I could see them around a little bit, but I don't think I got bitten or anything. We'll see. They're around a bit at the rest stop this morning as well. The only other thing is, obviously, hopefully, all being well, we get to Cape Wrath on Friday. Tom, one of the guides, has been talking about jumping in the sea there and saying no one's had the bottle to do it yet. So if the weather's nice, I might do that. He said if I do it, he'll do it, or vice versa. So we'll see. If the lighthouse is on a bloody cliff, I'm not doing it there. But if there's a place where it can easily be done and it's not stupid weather, then there could be a bit of shenanigans like that at the end. We'll see how it goes. That's about it. Stats for today. I think it was 76 miles, about 1,200 metres of ascent, something like that, if you're interested. And that's it. I'll stop rambling and do another one of these tomorrow. These aren't going to be uploaded for a while. I'm getting behind now because the internet connectivity is rubbish up here, so I can barely upload a photo, let alone a 12-15 minute video like this. So it's going to be behind, but I know hardly anyone's watching it. It may be of limited interest, but hopefully it's of some interest, and if nothing else, it's going to be interesting for me looking back. Anyway, night, we'll do another one tomorrow. Bye.